Welcome back to the channel, where we unlock the mysteries of Stoic philosophy and the hidden forces of human psychology. Today we're delving into something truly captivating: how to make someone think about you non-stop. And I'm not talking about superficial tricks or cheap manipulation. No, today we're exploring time-tested techniques rooted in both ancient wisdom and modern psychological principles that can turn you into a person who leaves an unforgettable impression. There's an undeniable magnetism that some individuals possess, a pull so strong that others can't help but think about them, even when they're not around. What makes these people so captivating? What's their secret? The answer lies in the powerful intersection of Stoicism and dark psychology. Mastering these principles allows you to create a lasting impact, drawing others into your orbit without even trying. The real power of Stoicism goes beyond emotional control. It's about shaping the way others perceive you. When you combine Stoic calm with the subtle tactics of psychological influence, you can project an aura of mystery and allure that is simply unforgettable. But before we dive in, I want to hear from you. Type "I hold the power" in the comments if you're ready to master these techniques that most will never grasp. And if you're feeling the excitement already, hit that like button to share this wisdom with others who are just as eager to unlock these secrets. Now, let's get started. Number 1. The power of absence. Be the empty space they can't fill. Let's kick things off with one of the most potent yet paradoxical strategies: the power of absence. If you want to occupy someone's thoughts, you first have to step away. It's a fascinating twist of human nature. When something is always around, we take it for granted. But when it's out of reach, suddenly, it becomes precious. Your absence creates that longing, that magnetic pull. Picture this: you're listening to a song, and the moment the music stops, you're acutely aware of its silence. The melody you didn't even notice before is now missing, and you feel its absence in a way you never expected. It's the same with people. When you're not around, even for a moment, it sparks curiosity. Where are they? What are they up to? Why aren't they here? This is the magic of scarcity. We as humans value what is rare, and when you create the space for them to wonder about you, you instantly become more desirable. You don't need to be constantly available to hold someone's attention. In fact, by stepping back, you make yourself far more intriguing. Now, here's where Stoicism steps in. The true art of absence lies in mastering your own impulses. The Stoics taught that we must control our desires and not seek validation from others. As Seneca wisely said, you must live for yourself. In this case, living for yourself means creating a life so full and dynamic that your absence is felt deeply, but never forced. So how do you implement this? It's simple, yet powerful. Control your availability. Don't be at their beck and call. Take your time to reply to messages or invitations. Make them wonder about you. Leave a lasting impression before you disappear. When you're present, make sure to be memorable, engaging, and captivating. Your absence will stand out even more if your presence is unforgettable. Truly detach. Don't pretend to be uninterested. Be genuinely invested in your own life. Fill your days with meaningful pursuits and goals. When you are truly absorbed in your own world, they will naturally feel your absence. Remember, absence isn't about playing games. It's about recalibrating the dynamic so they can truly feel your value. If you're always around, they'll never have the chance to miss you. But when you step back, even just a little, you'll leave a lasting impression that they won't be able to shake. If this resonates with you, comment below, "I create value through absence." And don't forget to hit the like button so others can discover the power of this strategy too. Now, let's move on. Number 2. Intermittent reinforcement, The hook of unpredictability. Now that you've grasped the power of absence, let's take things up a notch with one of the most captivating and powerful strategies: intermittent reinforcement. This principle is both irresistible and, quite honestly, addictive. Here's why. Unpredictability has an uncanny ability to keep the mind constantly engaged. It's the same reason why we can't stop playing slot machines. The unpredictability of the next win creates a craving. The mind is wired to seek out patterns, and when those patterns are hard to predict, it becomes an obsession. In human relationships, the same psychological principle applies. When someone can't anticipate when they'll receive your attention, their mind starts to work overtime. They begin to replay past conversations, trying to decode the rhythm of your interactions. This constant mental activity keeps you front and center in their thoughts. They're hooked without even realizing it. But how do you use this effectively without crossing the line into manipulation or inconsistency? It's all about balance. You want to give just enough attention to spark a connection, but not so much that it becomes predictable or mundane. Here's how you can master it. Vary your responses. If they reach out, sometimes reply immediately with enthusiasm, making them feel valued. Other times, delay your response just a little. The unpredictability of when you'll show up in their inbox or in their life keeps them curious and engaged. But always make sure it feels intentional, not like you're intentionally playing games. Surprise them occasionally. You don't need grand gestures to create a lasting impact. A simple compliment or an unexpected, meaningful gesture can catch them off guard. The trick is to not make it routine. If they start to expect surprises, the magic wears off. Keep it rare, and it will feel precious. Pull back after connection. After a memorable interaction or a meaningful moment together, take a step back. Allow them space to wonder where you went, what you're doing, and when they'll see you again. That mystery keeps them intrigued, but be sure to maintain genuine moments of connection so they don't feel neglected or confused. Psychologically, intermittent reinforcement taps into the brain's reward system. It's not just the reward itself, it's the unpredictability of it that keeps us hooked. When you use this principle with intention, people won't be able to help but crave your attention because they can never predict when it will come. But here's the most important thing to remember. This isn't about manipulation. It's about creating genuine intrigue while staying true to yourself. The Stoic philosophy teaches us to act with purpose, not malice. So, your unpredictability should feel authentic, not forced. Your first challenge for the next week: try being a little less predictable in your interactions. Notice how they respond. Do they reach out more? Are they more engaged? If this resonates with you, show some love by liking this video so we can share this knowledge with others who need it. Now, let's dive into the next trick. Ready? Number 3. Mirror their deepest desires. Become their reflection. Now, let's dive into one of the most powerful techniques for forging an unbreakable connection: mirroring their deepest desires. This is an incredibly subtle yet profoundly effective strategy, as it taps into one of the most fundamental human needs: the need to be truly understood. When someone mirrors us in a way that makes us feel seen, heard, and valued, an almost magnetic bond is created. Think about the last time you met someone who just got you. They seem to reflect your thoughts, emotions, and even your values. In that moment, you felt an undeniable connection. This is what mirroring does. It allows you to become a reflection of the other person's desires and inner world, making you indispensable to them. Let's break this down step by step. Observation is the first step. Pay close attention to how they speak, the gestures they use, and the language they favor. Listen to the way they describe their dreams, their passions, and even their struggles. By becoming a keen observer, you'll begin to see patterns in their values and what drives them. Then here's the key. Align yourself with those patterns in a natural, authentic way. If they are passionate about a cause or hobby, show genuine interest and curiosity about it. If they express themselves in a unique way, subtly mirror their tone, pace, or energy, not in a contrived or exaggerated way, but enough so they feel a deep sense of resonance with you. People are naturally drawn to those who reflect who they are or who they aspire to be. But here's where this goes deeper than just mimicry. To truly mirror someone's desires, you must tap into the emotional motivations behind their actions. Are they seeking acceptance, striving for achievement, longing for adventure? When you recognize these deeper emotional triggers, you can reflect back their true desires in a way that resonates on a much deeper level, often before they even realize it themselves. Take this example. If someone frequently talks about their love for travel, it may seem like a simple hobby. But beneath that, they could be craving freedom, exploration, or an escape from the monotony of daily life. By engaging in the same language, talking about your own adventurous spirit or dreams of exploration, you reflect back the values that are most important to them. Psychologically, this works because humans are hardwired to feel safe and comfortable with what's familiar. When you mirror their desires, it creates an unspoken sense of connection that feels both natural and profound. You become their ideal reflection, which makes them naturally gravitate toward you. They begin to associate you with a deep sense of mutual understanding and trust. However, it's crucial to approach this technique with integrity. Stoicism teaches us to act with authenticity and not manipulate others. Mirroring should be used to foster genuine connections, not to mask your true self. The goal isn't to be a chameleon with no identity of your own. It's about meeting people where they are while staying grounded in your own truth. Here's a challenge for you. The next time you're in a conversation, consciously match their tone and energy in a subtle, authentic way. See how they respond and notice how much more they open up to you. If this is resonating with you, leave a comment below saying, "I reflect deeply." And don't forget to hit the like button. It helps us share these powerful techniques with those who need them. Are you ready for the next game-changing trick? Let's move on. Number 4. Leave an unfinished narrative. Now, let's explore the power of an unfinished narrative, a psychological trick known as the Zeigarnik effect. This concept is deceptively simple, but incredibly potent. Humans are wired to fixate on things that are incomplete, whether it's a task left undone, a question left unanswered, or an interaction left unresolved. Our brains can't help but revisit these open loops. Why? Because our minds are constantly seeking closure. Think back to a time when you watched a thrilling TV show or read a gripping novel, only for it to end on a cliffhanger. Did you immediately forget about it? Of course not. Your mind kept racing, trying to piece together what would happen next. You were hooked by the unresolved. The same principle applies to interactions with people. When you leave an incomplete story in their minds, you become the cliffhanger they can't stop thinking about. Now, how do you apply this strategy in your life? It's about creating intrigue and leaving just enough mystery to spark curiosity. The goal is to leave them wanting more, constantly revisiting the moment. Here's how to do it. In conversations, don't spill all the details. Share just enough to tease their curiosity, but hold back a key part. For example, if they ask about a recent trip, give them a fun story, but stop short of telling the full narrative. Say something like, "Oh, something unexpected happened, but I'll tell you more about it next time." Instantly, you've left a mental cliffhanger that will keep them coming back for more. In texts or social media, don't give complete answers. If they ask, "What's new with you?" Don't give them your entire schedule or rundown of events. Instead, try something like, "Oh, just working on something exciting. I'll fill you in soon." This creates a mental bookmark in their mind where they can't help but wonder what you're up to and when you'll share more. Timing is key. If you're having an engaging conversation, don't overstay your welcome. Find a natural stopping point and say something like, "I've got to go, but let's pick this up later." You've left them in the middle of a fascinating topic, and now they're eagerly anticipating your next interaction. But here's the important thing. This is not about being evasive or frustrating. It's about sparking their imagination and keeping you at the forefront of their thoughts. When you leave a thread of curiosity dangling, their own mind will take over and keep revisiting the unfinished narrative you've created. From a Stoic perspective, this technique aligns with the idea of intentional living. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be." Be one. The key here is your intention. This tactic isn't about manipulating someone, it's about cultivating genuine curiosity and leaving space for authentic connection. Intrigue is not deceit. It's the art of creating something to look forward to. Here's your challenge. Next time you're in a conversation, leave a piece of the story unfinished. Hold back just enough to keep them wondering. Notice how they react. If you find these strategies valuable, hit that like button so we can share this powerful insight with others who are ready to elevate their social interactions. Ready to dive into the next trick? Let's move on. Number 5. The power of mystery. Now, let's delve into one of the most irresistible and magnetic forces in human interaction, the power of mystery. Mystery has been captivating us for centuries, from the ancient legends to modern mysteries that keep us on the edge of our seats. Why does it have such an allure? Because, at the core of human nature, we are hardwired to crave the unknown. Curiosity is an instinct that drives us to explore, and when you embody mystery, you become a puzzle they can't resist trying to solve. So, what makes mystery so compelling? It's not just the unknown, it's the anticipation of a revelation. It's the tension between what is visible and what is hidden. When someone senses that there's more to you than what they can see, their curiosity kicks into overdrive, and in that moment you become utterly captivating, an enigma they'll want to unravel. Here's the key. Mystery isn't about being aloof or detached. It's about depth. It's about offering just enough to spark intrigue while leaving certain parts of yourself untouched and unspoken. So, how do you master the art of mystery? Let's break it down. Practice selective sharing. Don't spill every detail about your life in one go. Instead of giving a complete explanation, offer just a glimpse. For instance, when someone asks about your job, rather than saying, "I'm a lawyer," you might say, "I handle some pretty intense cases, but I can't talk about them." This will prompt them to ask more questions and keep you on their mind. The power is in the pause. Create contrast. People are drawn to individuals who show different sides of themselves. If you're often seen as practical and logical, allow moments of vulnerability or creativity to shine through. If you're usually reserved, surprise them with humor or spontaneity. These shifts make you unpredictable, and unpredictability is deeply fascinating. Master the art of silence. Don't be afraid of pauses in conversations. When asked a question, take a beat before answering. This small gap builds anticipation, making your response feel more profound and deliberate. Silence has a power that words often can't match, and when used wisely, it draws others in. Now, let's take this a step deeper with Stoic wisdom. The Stoics teach us that true mystery starts from within. As Epictetus wisely said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your internal composure and self-control in moments of chaos become part of your allure. When you remain calm, collected, and unaffected by the external noise, people naturally gravitate toward your inner strength. Be subtly unpredictable. Every now and then, do something unexpected but authentic to who you are. It could be a surprising opinion or an unanticipated action. These moments show that there's more to you than anyone could have guessed, keeping their curiosity alive. But let's be clear, mystery is not about deception or creating an illusion of someone you're not. True mystery comes from authenticity. When you're genuinely pursuing your passions, living with purpose and continuously evolving, your mystery will be magnetic. People will sense there's a depth to you that goes beyond what they can see at first glance. Here's a challenge for you. Next time you interact with someone, hold back just a little. Don't rush to reveal everything. Allow moments of mystery to hang in the air. Notice how it shifts the dynamic and how their curiosity grows. If you're loving these insights, hit that like button so we can share the power of mystery with others. Ready for the next trick? Let's dive into it. Number 6. Emotionally anchor yourself to memorable moments. Now, let's unlock one of the most powerful ways to make an unforgettable impact. Emotionally anchoring yourself to memorable moments. While words and actions may fade, how you make someone feel lasts forever. This technique, emotionally anchoring, is a game changer. It creates a deep imprint in their heart, making them think of you long after you've parted ways. Here's the psychology behind it. Our minds are wired to associate emotions with specific people, places, and events. Think about a smell that instantly takes you back to a cherished memory, or a song that reminds you of a transformative time in your life. These emotions become permanent markers, connecting you to those vivid moments. When you evoke a powerful emotion in someone, you plant an anchor that ties you to them, and it can linger in their thoughts for years. So how can you intentionally create these emotional anchors? Let's break it down into 3 actionable steps. First, share meaningful experiences. The strongest emotional anchors are created during profound or unique moments. It could be something as simple as watching a breathtaking sunset together, or as thrilling as embarking on an adventurous road trip. The more extraordinary the experience, the stronger the emotional connection. These shared moments become imprinted in their minds, forever tied to you. Second, tap into their emotional core. Pay close attention to what truly moves them, whether it's humor, empathy, or nostalgia. When you connect with their emotions on a deeper level, you create a lasting bond. For example, if they love storytelling, share a personal, emotionally charged story. If they're passionate about art or music, introduce them to a piece that resonates with you both. These emotional exchanges create a mental bookmark, ensuring they'll associate those feelings with you. Third, use emotional triggers. These are subtle but powerful cues, something unique to your connection. It could be a shared phrase, a particular gesture, or even a special way you say goodbye. Over time, these repeated actions or words become emotional triggers that, whenever encountered again, will bring them back to memories of you. It's like a secret language between the two of you. But here's the key. Authenticity is everything. Emotional anchors must feel genuine, not forced. They're the result of a deep, organic connection, not a manipulative strategy. Stoic wisdom can elevate this. As Marcus Aurelius said, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. If you want to be remembered for warmth, joy, or inspiration, embody those emotions authentically. When you live the emotions you wish to anchor, they will naturally attach to you. Here's a practical tip. The next time you're with someone, create a small, unique ritual. It could be a shared saying, a specific way you greet them, or even a small gesture that feels special to both of you. Over time, this simple act becomes a lasting emotional anchor. If you're feeling inspired, hit that like button so we can share this game-changing technique with others who are ready to harness the power of emotional connection. Ready to dive into the next step? Let's go. Number 7. Master non-reaction. Be the calm in their storm. Now, let's dive into a skill so rare, so powerful, that once you master it, you'll instantly stand out from the crowd. Non-reaction. Picture this. Someone approaches you, full of emotion, whether they're angry, excited, or trying to provoke a reaction. Instead of getting caught in the whirlwind of their feelings, you remain calm, collected, and deliberate. That pause in the storm is magnetic. Why? Because true power lies in being unshaken by the chaos around you. Let's break this down. Human interactions are often fueled by emotions, ranging from rage to excitement to anxiety. Most people get swept away by these waves, reacting impulsively and without thought. But when you can remain grounded, you become the solid foundation they subconsciously seek. People crave stability, especially in a world that feels unpredictable. When you embody calm, they'll start to associate you with control, wisdom, and inner strength. Non-reaction is more than just staying composed during moments of conflict. It's about controlling your emotional responses in all situations. When someone compliments you, don't let it inflate your ego. When someone criticizes you, don't let it shake your confidence. This equilibrium is at the core of Stoicism. As Marcus Aurelius wisely put it, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Non-reaction is a direct manifestation of this inner strength. So how can you start mastering non-reaction? Here are 3 key steps. First, practice pausing before you respond. Whether someone is giving you praise, making a criticism, or catching you off guard with a question, take a brief moment of stillness before reacting. This pause gives you control and shows that you are thoughtful, not impulsive. It also creates an air of mystery. They'll wonder what you're really thinking, keeping them intrigued by your composed demeanor. Second, learn to observe without absorbing. When someone directs strong emotions toward you, envision their words or actions as passing clouds. Watch them float by, but don't let them settle in your mind or affect your mood. This separation creates emotional clarity, allowing you to respond with intention rather than reflex. It's a skill that makes you unshakable, no matter the storm around you. Third, stay grounded in your values. Non-reaction doesn't mean being indifferent. It means your responses are aligned with your true self. For example, if someone tries to provoke you with gossip or negativity, your lack of engagement sends a powerful message. You operate by higher standards. It's not weakness, it's strength in action. Here's where it gets truly transformative. Non-reaction doesn't just make you seem strong, it is strength. When people sense they can't provoke you, they'll not only respect you more, but they'll also start to gravitate toward you. Your energy will become magnetic, because in a world of emotional turbulence, you will be their calm. And here's a pro tip. Silence is your superpower. In many situations, saying nothing is more powerful than any response you could offer. Your silence speaks volumes, saying, "I am in control, and you cannot sway me." This kind of composure is unforgettable, and it will leave an indelible impression on anyone who encounters it. To tie this back to Stoic wisdom, the Stoics believed that mastering your inner world was the key to navigating the outer world. When you stay calm amid chaos, you embody this mastery. Others will feel it, even if they can't articulate why. You'll become someone they turn to for stability and clarity, because you represent the calm they didn't even realize they needed. Your challenge: The next time you find yourself in an emotionally charged situation, whether positive or negative, practice taking a moment before you respond. Observe how the other person reacts to your stillness. If this resonates with you, hit that like button. It helps us share this empowering practice with others who are ready to embody the power of non-reaction. Now, let's explore how to subtly plant ideas in their mind and become the influence they can't ignore. Number 8. Subtly plant ideas through suggestion. Now, let's unlock a skill so refined it's nearly invisible, the art of subtly planting ideas in someone's mind. This is where influence becomes so seamless that they don't even realize you're guiding their thoughts. It's a technique that requires finesse, patience, and a keen understanding of human psychology. Here's the core principle. People are far more likely to act on an idea if they believe it's their own. If you try to tell someone what to think or do, their defenses instantly go up. But when you gently guide them toward an idea, letting them reach it themselves, they take ownership of it. This is the magic of subtle suggestion. So, how can you master this? Let's break it down into 3 powerful steps. First, plant seeds through casual conversation. Rather than offering an idea directly, weave it into the flow of a conversation, making it feel like a natural thought. For example, instead of saying, "You should travel more," say something like, "I've always thought traveling opens your mind to so many new perspectives." You've planted the idea without pushing it, allowing them to adopt it as their own thought. Second, use repetition strategically. If there's a particular trait or belief you want them to associate with you, gently reinforce it through subtle, repeated mentions over time. Maybe you want them to see you as a creative thinker. In every conversation, drop hints about your passion for innovation, your love for new ideas, or your experiences exploring uncharted territories. Slowly, they'll start to view you through that lens. Third, anchor the idea to their existing desires or beliefs. People are more open to ideas that align with their current values or needs. If someone values health, you might talk about how a new diet could fit into a healthier lifestyle. If they crave success, you might highlight how a specific path or action leads to achieving their goals. You're not imposing an idea, you're framing it in a way that naturally resonates with them. A more advanced technique is using suggestive questions. These are questions that nudge their thoughts toward your desired direction without force. For instance, instead of saying, "You need to take a break," ask, "Have you ever thought about how much more energy you'd have if you took some time off?" The suggestion feels like a natural part of their thought process, making them more likely to follow through. But here's the key. This isn't about manipulation. It's about influence with integrity. As Stoics, we act with intention, not deceit. The power of suggestion should be used to encourage positive growth and self-discovery, not to control or deceive. Here's a challenge. In your next conversation, identify a thought or idea you'd like to plant. Instead of directly stating it, present it as a question or a suggestion and watch how it subtly shifts their mindset. If this technique resonates with you, like this video and comment, "I plant ideas with purpose," so we can continue spreading these powerful techniques to others. With that, you've unlocked the art of subtle influence. Now, let's move on to the next technique to sharpen your social mastery. Number 9. Leverage the fear of loss. Now, let's dive into one of the most powerful and instinctual forces driving human behavior, the fear of loss. It's a deep-rooted psychological mechanism that often outweighs our desire for gain. Known as loss aversion, this principle makes people far more motivated to prevent losing something they value than to acquire something new. When harnessed correctly, it can make you unforgettable and keep you at the forefront of someone's mind. Think about a time when you didn't fully appreciate something until it was gone. maybe a friendship, an opportunity, or even a fleeting moment of comfort. Loss has a way of making us realize the true worth of what we had. To leave a lasting impression, you need to subtly remind others that your presence or the connection you share is not a given. Let's break this down into actionable steps to wield this powerful force. First, show your value consistently, but don't overstay your welcome. People fear losing what they deem rare or irreplaceable. By continually demonstrating qualities like insight, reliability, humor, or empathy, you naturally establish yourself as someone worth holding on to. But here's the nuance. Don't make yourself too available. Things that are too accessible lose their perceived value. By creating just enough distance, you maintain the mystery and rarity that makes you desirable. Second, introduce moments of micro-absence. This doesn't mean pulling away for days at a time, but rather making small shifts in how much attention or time you give. For instance, if you've been communicating regularly, take a slight step back, maybe skip a message or shorten a conversation. These brief absences will make them pause and reflect, increasing the perceived value of your presence when you're around. Third, demonstrate your independence. The ultimate leverage lies in your ability to walk away. When people sense that you don't need their attention or validation, they will instinctively strive to keep you in their life. This isn't about playing games or issuing ultimatums. It's about genuinely owning your worth. When you're confident in your own value, they'll feel the tension of potentially losing someone who doesn't rely on them for affirmation, making you all the more desirable. Let's tie this back to Stoicism. As Epictetus said, "He who is not a slave to his desires is free." This freedom from neediness is magnetic. When you release your attachment to constant validation, you paradoxically become more sought after. People naturally desire what they can't fully possess or control, and your sense of self-sufficiency creates an aura that's impossible to ignore. However, let's be clear, this isn't about instilling fear or insecurity. It's about fostering an awareness of value, both in the relationship and in yourself. By intentionally creating space in your interactions, you allow others to truly appreciate the moments they share with you. Here's your challenge. Over the next few days, identify one area where you can create subtle distance, whether it's in communication or availability. Allow them to notice your absence, and in doing so, make them realize just how much they value your presence. And if this resonates with you, don't forget to like this video. It helps us reach more people who are ready to tap into the power of influence. Now, let's prepare to wrap everything up with the final trick that will bring all these strategies together. Number 10. Live rent-free. Make yourself an icon in their mind. Here it is, the final and most impactful technique, becoming an icon in someone's mind. This is the art of leaving such an indelible mark on their psyche that they can't help but think of you over and over again. When you master this skill, you're not just someone they remember, you're someone they automatically think about. You live rent-free in their mind, effortlessly and permanently. So, how do you make this happen? It's not just about being unforgettable in the traditional sense. It's about embedding yourself in their world in a way that they can't help but associate you with something meaningful. Through strategic and subtle triggers. Let's break it down into 3 steps that will have you dominating their mental landscape. First, create a signature. This could be something as simple as a phrase you always say, a distinct scent you wear, or even a gesture that becomes uniquely yours. Imagine always parting with a phrase like, "until the next adventure," or a signature cologne that you wear every time you meet them. These small yet consistent details act like mental bookmarks. When they hear that phrase, or catch that scent elsewhere, you'll immediately pop into their mind, no effort required. Second, master emotional resonance. People will remember you most for how you made them feel, especially if those feelings were significant or powerful. This doesn't mean you need to create grand gestures or dramatic moments, but it's about connecting with others on an emotional level. Maybe you shared an insight that shifted their perspective or supported them during a vulnerable time. When you make an emotional impact, you'll become a lasting presence in their mental and emotional world. Third, leave behind unique visual and mental cues. Think about something about you that's distinctive, something that can't easily be replicated. It could be your fashion style, your way of speaking, or even the way you treat others. For instance, if you're known for always sending a thoughtful, handwritten note after a meeting, that act becomes part of your identity in their mind. Consistency is key here. It's not about being flashy, but being authentically yourself in a way that stands out. Here's the secret sauce. People associate emotions with symbols. When you become a symbol of something they value, whether it's kindness, mystery, confidence, or any other trait, you become etched in their memory. The next time they encounter something that reminds them of you, they'll feel that emotional pull again, drawing them back to you, time and time again. Now let's bring this back to Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius once said, "What we do now echoes in eternity." Your actions and presence today don't just impact the moment, they shape your legacy in others' minds. This isn't about manipulation. It's about showing up in a way that leaves a profound, lasting impact on those you encounter. So, how do you begin? Here's an example. Think about an important relationship or interaction in your life. Identify one small but significant way you can leave your mark, whether it's a phrase, an action, or a gesture. Practice showing up with that signature consistently and watch how it transforms the way they see you. Here's your challenge. Over the next week, identify one small but powerful way you can create your signature and start using it. And if this resonates with you, don't forget to hit the like button. It helps us share this wisdom with more people ready to step into their full potential. Now that you've got these 10 game-changing techniques, it's time to bring everything full circle. You've learned how to influence, how to leave a lasting impression, and how to shape the way others see you. These tools will not only elevate your relationships, but also empower you to be the kind of person who is remembered long after the moment has passed. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. As Stoics, we must act with integrity, purpose, and self-mastery. These techniques aren't about manipulation. They're about inspiring, lifting others up, and living with intention. And now, a final challenge for you. Take one of these techniques, whether it's creating emotional anchors, mastering non-reaction, or establishing your signature, and commit to practicing it this week. Start small, stay consistent, and watch how it changes the way others perceive you. Before you go, drop a comment below. "I live with purpose," as a declaration of the intentional path you're walking. Let's light up the comment section with empowerment. If this video has inspired you, don't forget to like and share it with others who are ready to elevate their lives. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe to Stoic Blessing and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to sharpen your mind and master your life. Thank you for watching. Remember, the journey to mastery starts within. Stay strong, stay intentional, and stay blessed.